welcome to all the wonderful gentlemen in the crowd as well as beautiful ladies. So let me introduce my team. Myself, I'm Krishna Kumar. This is Sebu, Anu, and Joseph. So today we are going to present a topic on nothing changes if education is only means to earn money. We have extended the topic a little bit more. We have added something to that education imparted in the right way can change the world we live in. So, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Any of you know who has said this? This is a quote by a famous personality. Most of you might be knowing that particular personality. Anyone in the crowd knows who is this? Who had told this? Yeah, that's right. It's Nelson Mandela who has told this. So, okay. Now let me ask a question. What is education? Okay, I know that's a dumb question to ask a group of IIM intellectuals who has passed out from some pristine institutions, but maybe Cambridge University describes education as a process of teaching or learning that happens in a school or a university, or the knowledge that we gain from there. Right. So basically what we are going to do is that we check what is the purpose of education. So let's see a video which will let you know more about education. No words spoken, but still that particular video conveys a lot of message, right? Any one of you can just brief me about what just happened over there? Anyone in the crowd?
The child wanted to enter the school, but he couldn't read
Right.
how to enter.
Close enough, but a child who is illiterate is trying to sell eggs to a particular home, and yes, he couldn't enter because he couldn't read that particular sign, and that's lack of education. And the next person or the next child was an educated person, and he could come read that particular sign and then get in. So what it implies is that education can open doors, and by doors it doesn't mean the physical doors. It means it can open a door of opportunities, and by opportunities we don't mean just opportunity to earn money. It can lead you to a different level of intellectual thinking. It can take you to a world of difference. It can create a social balance in the economy or in the country. So there are X number of factors or X number of doors which education can open in everyday life. So I will pass on the baton to Sebu, who will take over from here. Thank you.
Thank you, KK. So let me continue from here. What's the purpose of education? So the purpose of education is to develop intellect in a person and society, to serve social needs, to contribute to the economy, to create an effective workforce, to prepare students for a job or career, to promote a particular social or political system. Okay, if we rank this right, we can see like to prepare students for a job or career comes fifth. It means education is not just for a job or a career. We need to do some society, some things to society as well as the social needs and all. So what is the true goal of education? So this is actually a quote. The true goal of education is, it's not just intelligence plus character. Actually, it's a quote taken from Martin Luther King. Next. Let's watch a video.
वृक्ष हो भले खड़े, हो घने हो बड़े, एक पत्र छांव भी मंग मत। तू न थकेगा कभी, तू न थमेगा कभी, तू न मुड़ेगा कभी, पर शपथ। এই গল্প অপু গায়েন নামে এক 27 বছরের যুবকের। সে একটি এনজিওতে কাজ করে। সে ভালোবাসে তার অবসর সময়ে ছোটদের পড়াতে। একদিন যখন অপু কাজে যাচ্ছিল, সে লক্ষ্য করলো ছোট ছোট ছেলেরা বাবা মায়ের সঙ্গে কাজে যাচ্ছে। তাই কৌতূহলী মন নিয়ে সে সাইকেল থেকে নেমে ওই বাবা মায়েদের জিজ্ঞেস করলো কেন তারা তাদের সন্তানদেরকে স্কুলে পাঠাচ্ছে না। তারা জানায় তাদের সমস্যার কথা। দিন আনা দিন খাওয়া জীবনে তারা কার হাতে বাচ্চাকে তুলে দিয়ে কাজে বেরোবে। তাই বাচ্চাদের নিয়মিত সঙ্গে নিয়ে যেতে হয়। অঙ্গনওয়াড়ি, স্কুল ও বেসরকারি বিভিন্ন সাহায্য থাকলেও ওরা এদের নাগালের বাইরে। ওই দরিদ্র বাবা মায়েদেরকে অপু অভয় দিল, ওদের সরকারি সুযোগ ও সুবিধার কথা জানালো এবং দায়িত্ব নিয়ে ওই বাচ্চাদের স্কুলে পৌঁছে দিল। এখন ওরা নিয়মিত স্কুলে যায়, দুপুরে আহার করে আর নিজেরা স্বপ্ন দেখছে ভালো মানুষ হওয়ার। এরাও অনন্য হয়ে উঠবে যদি আমরা এদের দিকে সেবার হাত বাড়িয়ে দিই। তাই আসুন আমরা শিক্ষার সুযোগ করে দিই আমাদের এই ভবিষ্যৎ প্রজন্মের কাছে একটা সুন্দর দেশ গড়ে তোলার স্বার্থে। ये महान दृश्य है, चल रहा मनुष्य है, अश्रु शेद रक्त से लथपथ लथपथ लथपथ।
So from the video we can see that one person while going for his job, he sees kids who was not able to go to school or so what he did was after his job and all, he just helped them. He just helped them to educate those kids and change their lives. That's it. Joseph will continue.
My job was to just explain to you the current scenario of our education system. I always felt it's best to look back. how this all began and why is there an education system currently happening and how it was actually before. So can somebody just, if you can recognize this picture, can you just tell me what happens there? Correct. So what is happening here, this is a picturization from Mahabharatam where Eklavya is cutting out his right thumb to his teacher. The important point to be noted here is, right thumb is his only means of living. That is what he knows, that is archery. So there was a time when we respected our teachers so much that we would give their life for them. I'm not sure how many of us would do that for one of our teachers. Anybody who would do that? Yes, maybe not like that, but still we can say that there has been teachers whom we really love and we still remember. I think people can agree to that. Right. Next slide, please. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurue Namah. I really don't need to read that. But what that says is, our teacher is the creator, the protector, and the destroyer. And I would bow down to somebody who is as worthy as that. So this is the importance which I want to convey to you. Because when I read this, and you can see that's the only thing in the slide. If this was true now, I'd quit my job and go to teach. Okay, so please remember that there's a lot of importance given to teaching and the way the Gurukulam system was created in the old days. Okay, so after checking about the history, so I tried Googling now for the current scenario, what happens in our current education system, and I found this. To tell you the truth, this is sarcastic. There is this convocation hat lying on a heap of money. So the current education system started out, the public education system, not the current education system, public education system started out in the 1640s, in the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. So the education system was created so that people could, there were a lot of illiterates and we needed people to, make them be able to work. So to have the basic knowledge for the oligarchs or the monopoly or whoever was having the company. So they wanted people to be able to do work, that's it. So that is how we ended up having an education system that is completely based out of money. So now we have an education system that makes people able and it's based out of money. So there are some drawbacks. So let's go inside our education system. Let's see what happens there. This is a short video. I'm quite sure most of you are familiar with this, but let's have a look.
Sir, next. Sir, कोयल वर्ड क्या है?
कोयल अपना दोस्त का कभी नहीं बना, वो अपने अंडे दूसरों के घोंसले में रखती है। और जब उसके बच्चे इस दुनिया में आते तो सबसे पहले क्या करते? वो बच्चे दूसरे अंडों को धक्का मार के घोंसले से गिरा देते हैं। कंपटीशन over. Life begins with murder. That's nature. Compete. Order. You also are like the coil birds. और ये वो अंडे जिनको धक्का मार के तुम लोग ICU में पहुंचे।
Don't forget कि हर साल ICA में 4 लाख एप्लीकेशन आते हैं और उनमें से सिर्फ 200 सेलेक्ट होते हैं। You
और ये finished. Broken eggs. मेरे खुद के बेटे ने 3 साल अप्लाई किया। Rejected. Every time. Remember, life is a race. अगर तेज नहीं भागोगे तो कोई तुम्हें कुचल के आगे निकलेगा। Let me tell you a very interesting story. ये astronauts ने space में
Okay. So that was kind kind of very clear. But what I have to say about this is, we've literally converted our education system into a race, a competition. I would never associate, we would never associate the early education system with this. If our children are going through this type of an education system where we are considered as coils and we are supposed to break other people's life or destroy other people's life and somehow achieve from it, this is not going to work. That is what I intend to say with that video. Next slide, please. So, one thought that comes out of it is, have we forgotten our old ways? And this is some of the examples of things which our education is trying to do, but I'm not sure if we are achieving it completely. So there is a lot of eliminate gender equality, fostering peace, preventing illness, very beautiful we put on a slide. But I guess you get the point. And
So, so now let us look at the ways which we can make at least some difference. So, this is what we yeah. First, let's see some inspirational quotes about education.
Use the mouse, use the mouse. Use the mouse. Yeah. So let us see what difference can we make, because we cannot expect an uneducated man, a society or a person to make a change in the field of education. It is for us, people who are educated who should make that difference. So first thing that we can do is to teach our children what the holistic education is all about, because we have been training our children, and unfortunately we are also trained like that. You know, at the moment we go to a school, we start hearing from parents and teachers that you have to study hard, you have to score your marks and get a good job, and you have to earn money. So unfortunately, people have a perception that your marks, your grades are directly linked to your earnings, and that is how that is where we can make a difference, because we should start telling or teaching our children that education is not all about money. There is a lot more to education than money. And as I said earlier, the change should start from us, because rather than waiting for the change, educated if they can make some difference. For say, if each of us can volunteer and educate a child, doesn't mean that the primary education, the way actually the education, the holistic way of teaching, if you can contribute to the society, that will make a huge difference. And in our opinion, we should give more priority to the fundamental areas of science and arts, because nowadays we are more concentrated on the moment a child goes, joins the school, he's been asked either to become a doctor, an engineer, or say a manager. So there are a lot of other things, the fundamental science, arts, literature, environment. There are a lot of things which which students can learn. So those areas should be given thrust, because when I was young, I remember a lot of teachers, in my school days, which they commanded respect, and they were synonym to knowledge. But unfortunately, as I see today, the teaching job is taken by it is taken as a last option by everybody, because if somebody can manage to get a job, an engineering job, or a doctor, or if somebody can become even a manager, they will be opting for that, and they will never go to a teaching job. So fundamental areas of study should be given more importance. And we should learn to appreciate arts, literature, and environment, because we should, artists, writers, those kind of people should get more appreciation, and our youngsters should volunteer to learn arts and literature. And we can also make a change, people like us, if you can voice our opinions publicly through social media, and we should, whatever we are doing to change the system, if you can voice it publicly, that will be making a huge difference. And these are two videos from the same movie that we have seen.
किसी महापुरुष ने कहा है कि कामयाब होने के लिए नहीं, काबिल होने के लिए पढ़ो। सक्सेस की फिक्र मत भागो, एक्सेलेंस का पीछा करो। सक्सेस छक मार के तुम्हारे पीछे आएगी। भगवान को सुपारी दे रहा है क्या? सारे तो चुप गए ना। सारा हर साल तो वायरस के साथ सेंट्रल यूनाइट का फोटो दे जाते हैं, हम लोग सारे साइड में सड़ रहे होते हैं। इस साल तो लगता है कि सालों को हम फोटोग्राफ के बाहर ही प्रोडक्ट देंगे। ये पता है मैं फंस क्यों आता हूँ? क्योंकि मुझे मशीनों से प्यार है। इंजीनियरिंग मेरा पैशन है, पैशन। तेरा पैशन पता है क्या है? अबे वो मेरा बैग है। एक चलो। तू क्या कर रहा है? अबे अरे! तेरा पैशन ये। ये लेटर जाके पोस्ट कर। लेकिन है क्या वो? अरे 5 साल पहले उसने ये खत लिखा था अपने फेवरेट वाइल्ड लाइफ फोटोग्राफर को, आंद्रे इस्तेफान। हाँ, इस्तेफान। उसके पास जाके हंगरी जाके काम सीखना चाहता था वो, लेकिन अपने बाप हिटलर कुरैशी के डर से कभी उसने लेटर पोस्ट ही नहीं किया। अरे इंजीनियरिंग छोड़ और वाइल्ड लाइफ फोटोग्राफर बन। वो काम कर जिसमें तेरा टैलेंट है। अगर लता मंगेशकर के फादर ने उसको बोला होता कि तू फास्ट बॉलर बन जा, या सचिन तेंदुलकर के फादर ने उसको बोला होता कि तू सिंगर बन जा, तो सोच आज वो काम होते। तू समझ रहा है मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? साला इश्क करता जानवरों से।
But simply says, we have to follow our passion and instinct, and we should always, because our age is almost over, because at least for the next generation, to our children, we should allow them to follow their passion and instinct. And if you follow your passion and follow excellence, success will follow. So we are winding it up. So we also, suggest a project whereby we can volunteer to educate underprivileged children, probably on Wednesdays. So hope there'll be we should be able to take it forward. Thank you.
Questions, comments?
So, my question is about the topic itself. Do you really think there is a place for money in education, or is it totally out of? Is it irrelevant? Money.
See, place for money in education. So, I think we have to look at it 2 fronts. But we are here. We are at the 21st century right now. So it is not as in the past, but definitely there is a place for money. Without money, nothing works in the current age. So we cannot just simply expect one fine day to take out money and replace it with something else and it's gonna work. It will break the system. But the thing is, we have to somehow try and reduce the importance of money that has in our education system. At least we need to try and fix onto our values and how important teachers are to us. And there must be people willing to go and teach instead of doing something else.
Any other?
So if we look at the current education system, there are so many public schools funded by government out there, and also there are private schools. And there's always this debate of public schools are, getting lower and fewer number of students, whereas everybody's going for the other side of the spectrum. But at the same time, public schools are having good teachers and dedicated teachers. Now, why do you think there is this shift happening, where there's education system that where we don't have to pay money, when that option is available, people are choosing for the other one?
Good question there. I think I would say it's not actually about the money. It's about the quality of education in a sense. So who are the best people teaching it and what are they being taught? One fine example which I have to take is I have a cousin sister who started a cousin sister, means like my cousin brother's wife. She started a school in Hyderabad. What they do is they don't have this formal education system. They have a system where it's completely practical. I can't literally explain much about it, but the face is there are no books, but children are learning. Children are not forced to learn, but the parents can send their children to that school and they will be taught when they want to be taught. It's really difficult to actually say it's possible, but they're doing it. They have their second batch going on. They started like 3 years back now. So there are options available. And coming back, is that education cheap? I'm sorry, I don't think so. It's way more expensive. But there are things that are enabling better education.
Good, you had a good comparison of what was there in the past and what is there today. It's a good comparison. But just to flip it a little bit, even in the past and today, education is more about what is demanded in the society. In the past, I think what was demanded is, archery. What was demanded was, retention of Vedas. So they were teaching values, they were teaching, archery skills or the life skills. But now I think money is more, where, let's say previously it was about, being a software engineer. Then there was a phase where Viscom was, very famous. So it's a phase, right? So wherever industry finds money, education is about, imparting those skills to the society. So what has really changed between, the past and today? Yes, other than the good values being taught, what has really changed?
With money, already a lot of tensions are coming in, right? We have forgotten to live a healthier life, a happy life. So what has happened over years is that the education system which we had were not producing people who were acting like robots and just giving out output. There's a very good video in YouTube where a person is being monitored continuously, and I have heard that there is already one of our colleagues, I don't know whether it's in this batch or in the evening, weekend batch, who says that from the moment she punches her cards to the moment she punches out her card, she's being constantly monitored. So currently what is happening is that though our education system is better, with that particular education system, more and more output is being asked from us, and which in turn are making us heart patients, sugar patients and all that by the age of 30. You can easily read in newspapers that nowadays people are having heart attacks at 26, 27, which I believe.
Just to add on to that, a certain incident that came to my mind. I've been in the industry for over 6 years now. So when I was working in the MNC, what I could hear from most of my friends and colleagues is, they'll say, I sang the song yesterday. Or he'll say, we need to create a music video that is so amazing. I have this beautiful friend who sings a song, who loves to act. The point is, we are being educated well, of course, but then, are we educated? Are we in the right direction? Are we focusing on our passion? Do we have an IT company filled with artists? I mean, is that where the artists need to be? No wonder they're getting sick.
The question then lies that I think it's a valid concern that many parents have. Art doesn't fetch you money, and I don't want my kids to starve.
I do fetches money, but if we compare it with other schemes, probably an artist, probably very few artists earn more than a doctor.
But the opportunities are limited, right?
The opportunities are enormous when in future probably.
I know, but a mediocre can't really work. An artist or talent being a mediocre can't really work in India. Abroad it could be.
And in fact, there could be many talented singers who do not really get opportunities or make it big, and therefore they give up. And that's probably the reason when you see that a singer is actually working in a bank.
Actually, what we suggest is that there should be a funding from the government, most probably an initiative where they should be promoting this arts and other out of stream knowledge bases or out of stream courses, and they should be promoting that. They should be giving them maybe government jobs in case they fail in performing over international arena or on national level, rather than just saying that okay, going to arts is not going to fetch you a career, or it's not going to make you rich. If you can see, I will take an example of in Indian cricket. If you can see, even if you don't get into that Indian cricket team, still you are very well paid even if you play Ranji cricket nowadays. because they are funding it like that. They have made a structure so that more and more people are attracted towards that.
What if football?
Yeah, but they are not funding it. That's the difference. So what I'm saying is that government should intervene, or someone should intervene and make sure that the funding comes in, so that are not afraid to take up that particular passion.
Now compare this with some of the best education system in the world. What are the best education system in the world you can think of?
Okay, when we say best education system in the world, we can actually handpick at some, like we can say, I cannot literally say because we've incorporated most of our education system ideas from the West. So if I just go there and say, West is the best education system, I'm not sure I'm right. But the fact is, going to the earlier question a little bit, we cannot actually compare every other cricketer or every other singer with the best. We are handpicking the best of the best in that field, and we are comparing them. And in a sense, we create a notion that there are no opportunities. Opportunities are created by us. We decide if there is an opportunity. True, very true, that there needs to be more courage in each person to, drive, to chase his passion. It is difficult. But, even with the education system or without the education system, I think the passionate people do come out.
And so when we talk about education system, I think in most of the European countries, we see that the scientists are valued very high, and even teachers are valued. Teachers are given their due respect. Artists and singers, etc. They are getting their due respect, and they are earning their monies as well. Because if you and such countries, most of the fundamental inventions or discoveries in science have come from all this. If you can see, if you can check from England or either from France in the early 20th century, they have valued their intellectuals very highly.
So the question then, what is that they do and we don't, and what can we learn from that?
Because it is a matter of for us, we were a poor country and we still are. So our priorities are a little different probably because we Indians always we are born into hardships, most of them, and our priority is to get into a job first.
Also, I think you touched upon the right chord. I was told, at least in Europe, once you do a PhD, I think the government pays you for doing PhD. Over here, I am not very sure because I am not from a science background. Whether it will sustain your life, I don't know. Maybe it will be a pittance. Probably the government should pay more for students who are engaged in research, because India somewhere R&D is very poor. So I think government should fund more of the research done.
There are a lot of opportunities in Europe, especially in Europe, for those who do PhD and other research.
Here also, I think stipend is not.
Stipend is there, 6,000 rupees you get for a PhD.
No, PhD is starting at 25,000. Now if you are UGC NET and if you have JRF, you get about 20,000. And so that has increased substantially in the past few years. But having said that, I think we don't really focus more on, as you rightly said, on R&D, including pedagogy, the research on pedagogy. How to impart knowledge. It's just that we follow whatever is being followed traditionally. The lecture-based model may not work. Then there are other ways of to do that. Finland. I thought you probably would bring that example. Finland has done away with their formal education in a very subject-wise, like geography, history, science, and all those things. It's like if I'm teaching Taj Mahal, I will have to teach history. I have to teach geography, where it is located. I must also teach them culture. So rather than talking about India in a different subject, we contextualize it. And when we do that, our ability to retain information, is a lot better. Right. So those experiments are being done in some of these countries, where, and as you have mentioned that about doing things, hands-on experiences are required. Like some schools are doing, but we still are not there yet. To really reach out to people in different ways. Like for example, why would I come and restate whatever is written in the book as a teacher? You're good enough, you're smart enough to read that, and see self-taught yourself, right, from books and all those things. So you need to do something that is not written there in the book. Right, so stop that 1 second. I think there's also, it's a egg versus chicken issue, right, There's a lot of things that, the families can take up. Because your first education begins at home. Your parents are your first teachers. And often, you would be surprised even today how we treat our children. We talk about gender-based things, right? Gender equality. Girl children are expected to do certain things. Boys are expected to do certain things. This is where you are imparting knowledge, information, and therefore, the life skills are not taught. And what are the life skills? You must understand that life skills should be anything that require you to survive. Start from even producing, There are schools, just recently I saw in rural Bengal, which have gardens, agricultural gardens, where the kids are taught, how to, grow, how to, plant, water the plant, what are the ingredients it require to grow them, how to monitor them. We don't do that.
Well, that used to happen in Anganwadi very early on.
Exactly. So but while that is required, but at the same time they also have computers.
And
They
that is
also
one of
need
the
to.
highest
In
levels.
Japan, kids are responsible for preparing their own breakfast, lunch, cleaning, right? So these are the life skills that we all need, irrespective of whatever class, caste, creed, gender that we belong to. We don't teach that, and we, as you have rightly also pointed out, that what Japan can do, we may not, because of certain constraint. But some of the things can be done at home. Ask your kid to pick up the plate, wash, put it back in the same place. It is not just mother's job. And it's not even father's job, to go to the market every time. We have to be less protective. Sometimes we are overprotective, and because then we think, what happens if a kid spends 14 to 16 hours studying, preparing for JEE? Those of you have, true, and many of my students in, IMK campus said that those 2 years, some of them went to Kota in Rajasthan preparing for JEE, All India JEE things. They said, I wish I could, erase that 2 years of my life. It was so painful. Because, this expectation, if you are not into that league, there's nothing that we can do.
So I have a question. So you, right now is an education system in IIM. So do you think there's some kind of modification or anything that you feel like is required? Or
A lot. We don't discuss about them, unfortunately. A lot. And I'm saying that, because I've seen the other side of the world. We are talking about in the previous session, like automation. We need to really, even the education system needs to really focus on the future. We are not futuristic. We are here just to, solve the current problem. But we cannot really go ahead of others, unless we are futuristic.
And we rewrite history.
We rewrite history, yes, and unfortunately for wrong cause, and so this is the problem. Even in IIMs, IITs too, you see that very few courses are looking at from different angles. Right? There are courses. We have a course called something called Discovering Self. which is immensely beneficial to the students, because it can be very painful too, for people, because emotionally it can drain you out. It actually helps you understand your own issues. We tend to think that we are perfect. Some of the issues that knowingly or unknowingly we have, it helps you really get in touch with that inner self. And there are students who kept crying for days after attending the course. They see the darker side of their own self. So obviously these are experiential, but what about let's say technical subjects and all those things? I mean, I can't just ask you to define non-verbal communication. What is that about? Right? Similarly, I think we need to have courses. There are certain courses, obviously, which is, but if you ask me, as per my honest opinion, I think we have a lot to do to really catch up. I think we need to rethink of our syllabus, the pedagogical skills, and the methods of teaching. Some of the courses have to be completely redesigned. But that requires. So this is one thing. We don't do fundamental research on education.
So what about the values, like in old?
You can switch it on.
In old education systems, like where the students